Hey guys, so this is part 3 on the overview of the money module via Pixifi. If you didn't watch video 1 or 2 yet, I definitely suggest that you do that, because if you're basically starting on this module for the first time, it can kind of get overwhelming if you're just kind of entering stuff in and not how doing it a little bit at a time. So if you enter or follow the other 2 videos, they'll make a little bit more sense and make a little bit more streamlined for you and make it easier, okay? Because the first thing you want to do is probably enter in your expense categories and then your accounts, and then start entering your expenses. So of course, after you enter your expenses, it makes it really easy for you to figure out basically how much you're spending on stuff. But in order to really figure out how much you're actually making, you basically want to enter in payments. So under the payments received area, this is where you can enter in payments. And you can enter in payments a few different ways, but I'll just show you how to do it under this tab right here. And you just click on add payment, and it'll bring up this menu right here, and you just put paid. And let's just say that you collected the payment via PayPal and you collected $150. In PayPal, or even if you're using Square or Swipe or something like that, they usually have a transaction ID associated with it. But if you're taking a check, you can always enter a check number, so that way you can easily look it up for reference. And you can just copy and paste that here. And basically this tells you what account you took from or what account you put it in. So if you got check or cash, you might want to enter in your bank account information under the accounts module. And you can see that in video number 2. And then you can that way have this under the drop down. I'm just going to put PayPal because that's how I collected it. And this is very important right here, entering your payment fees, especially if you're using a payment processing system, entering in the fees so that way it calculates because your payment processing fee is a write-off. So you basically want it to calculate correctly so you can write it off. Okay, and let's just say, it was $1 fee. And, this was due on the 10th, but, maybe they paid it late. I don't know. They paid me on the 24th, and I press add payment. Okay, so now the payment is entered in there, okay? So you can do the payments this way. Now when you see that there's all these payments that are currently due, and this is great too. I won't get too much into this, but when you go to the overview, say you have somebody on a payment plan or something like that, it basically just shows, who is due, so that way you can go out and send them invoices or however you need to do it, okay? Okay, so if you are creating an invoice for your client, let's say you go to your clients, okay, and I have this client right here. I'm going to go into their thing, and I have some invoices already set up for her, and you can go into the invoice and say you took a payment for this invoice. Now you just go to payments and say I took that $100 payment right here, and you say paid. I took it via PayPal. It was, whatever the transaction fee is. It's in my PayPal account now. I put $1 and they paid it today, okay, or on the 10th. And you press update. So now that payment is registered under that client. So if you remember regarding the money module area, so if you go back to this client right here and you go under money, now it basically shows how much I received from this client and how much I spent on this client. So that way I can basically assess what profit I'm making and how much I'm actually spending on per client, so I can be a little bit more successful on affecting my bottom line. Okay, so if you go back to the money module now, okay, it basically will show, all the payments that you currently are going to receive, so you can look ahead to see how much you're about to make and the payments that you actually received. And then if you go back to the payments received, basically it will show you that these are the payments I received, so it will calculate all the payments that you took that year. So it's a good way to be able to enter in your gross income into your taxes or your tax preparation software. Just put in the gross income of, if you entered all the payments that you got that year, and the total number of fees that you had, so that way you can use that as a write-off, okay? I think this is going to be the end of kind of the entering your taxes area, but we definitely will do a little bit more videos regarding invoices. So make sure you subscribe to this channel to keep up on those videos. Talk to you next time. Bye.